Well, good morning, everybody. Thanks for being out. We got the sun with us here on this chilly day, so that's great. We're happy here to celebrate another great milestone for us. As everybody knows, there's a significant investment taking place in West Louisville, about $1 billion or so. Beecher Terrace redevelopment is a big part of that $1 billion. When you think about kind of the catalytic investments, we've got Beecher transitioning into a mixed income, mixed use community. It'll be about $350 million total investment when that's done. And then we have Waterfront Park Phase 4 between 9th and 15th Streets. We have the Urban League's track on Ali, the Learning and Development Center at 30th and Ali, and then of course at 18th and Broadway, we've got Passport's headquarters being developed, and then the YMCA on the east side of 18th Street. So those are kind of the catalyst, and there's a whole bunch of other stuff going on in between those particular investments. So there's a lot happening, and you can see it happening. The Choice Neighborhood Grant really helped kick all this off. We competed with 42 other cities. We've got about a $30 million grant that's the basis for all this development that's taking place in Beecher Terrace. But the Choice not only includes Beecher, but it's talking about the whole Russell neighborhood as a whole. And of course, the Russell neighborhood is one of 9 West Louisville neighborhoods, and it's certainly one of our most historic neighborhoods here in Louisville. It was once called the Harlem of the South because of all of the great restaurants, retail, businesses here, all primarily black-owned businesses, and urban renewal, redlining, a bunch of those kind of systemic, institutionalized policies, too many based in racism, eradicated much of that. We can't control that past, but we sure can control today and tomorrow. And so we're bringing back Russell to the grandeur that it once had and still has today with the fantastic people that are here. Part of the Choice Grant is what we call action grants. So this is what HUD wants us to do, and what we want to do as part of this is to have little projects here and there that show people something different is happening, and that's what we're here talking about today. You've seen some other action grants, for instance, the improvements at Shepherd Park. They're done. Railroad overpass murals are anticipated for completion in spring of 2019. Vacant lot redevelopments on South 18th Street, that's done. And so there's a whole list of things. Now, if you're pay attention to TARC, there's a bunch of bus stops that we've completed. 23rd and Market, 11th and Chestnut, 13th and Jefferson. The bus stop at 15th and Ali is anticipated for completion in spring of 2019, and then followed by 18th and Ali bus stop after that. And of course, we're here today to kind of check out this new bus stop that we have here right at 12th and Jefferson. So we're at Reverend Etta Ferguson's church, St. Peter's United Church of Christ. Is this beautiful church standing here behind us or in front of us. And so when you take a look at the bus stop, you'll see the complementary look of the bus stop with its stained glass to mirror what you can see inside of St. Peter's. So that's why each one of these bus stops are complementing the surrounding areas. So it's a really nice look. It's a fun look when you're stopping to get on the bus. Youth Build has been a huge part of this. Youth Build, I think, is one of our city's great success stories. Congratulations to our current class. It's just wonderful to see you guys progress throughout the class, and you become alumni, you bring new folks in. Youth Build some of the great leaders here in our city, so I really, really appreciate that. And it's a way that we can provide construction and art and community all in one, so really appreciate that. So I want to thank Youth Build for making this possible. Fresh Start Growers Supply was also a partner. Luckett and Farley, whom you'll be hearing from in a moment, also stepped up. And then, of course, Lisa Osanka, as our Louisville Metro Housing Authority Director, is keeping a low profile back here. But she's the lady that's in charge of all the housing authority, which includes the redevelopment going on over here. So that's a lot. So, Lisa, we appreciate you. All right. Last comment is, all this transition going on here, we're committed to showing how you can regenerate a neighborhood without displacing the people that live in the neighborhood. Okay, it's a very important factor. I want everybody to hold ourselves to that standard. One person I know that believes in that and that will hold us all to our mutual accountability is our councilwoman, Barbara Sexton Smith, who we're right here in the heart of her district, District 4, and would like for her to step forward and share a few words with us. Councilwoman.
All right, thank you, Mayor. Thank you. You know, as a councilwoman representing District 4, it's always so exciting because on any given day, as soon as I open my eyes and my 2 feet hit the floor, I know there's some really good news happening somewhere all across the great Jefferson County, but more specifically in District 4. And I know that it is so easy for all of us to become so enthralled with all the exciting, successful things happening in our community under the great leadership of Mayor Greg Fisher. You know, when you think about it, we're talking about 80,000 new jobs, $13 billion in economic development, 2,700 new businesses, more families than ever lifted up out of poverty. However, it's easy to become enthralled with all that success. But what I think we really need to do is we need to disenthrall ourselves and awaken our slumbering disquietude, and then we start opening our eyes and realizing that not every neighbor, not every man, woman, and child is being lifted up and brought along with that what I call tsunami of success. However, today we're seeing a great example of how everyone does have an opportunity to come along and experience that success together. So as you drive down Jefferson Street, which I hope you will, do not go on that ramp and go on 64 and head east or west. Come on a couple more blocks, because I'm announcing today, with Mayor Fisher's permission, as I love to do at these press conferences, Mayor Fisher, I'm going to sort of claim Roy Wilkins Boulevard, and we're going to rename it like St. Louis did the Golden Arch. That is the gateway to West Louisville, where opportunity awaits for everyone. There is something beautiful and fabulous in West Louisville for everyone. So please come in, please join, please stay. We have great restaurants, more are coming. We have great housing opportunities. Much more is coming. We have great schools. The children in these West Louisville schools, they're going to be the leaders of tomorrow. So because of Youth Build and what they're able to do under the leadership of Lynn Rippey and the partnership with others, they're going to have jobs and a pathway to success. So together we can do this. And the last thing, if you're trying to figure out what is it that they're unveiling here, it's a TARC SmART stop. And if you don't know exactly how to ride TARC, because Mayor, I found out there's a few folks that haven't ridden TARC yet in our county, I want everybody to get your new My TARC card. It's the coolest, most high-tech thing. All you do is put your TARC money on there, hop on there, slap it across that fare box, and away you go. And come to West Louisville, where there's opportunity for everyone. So Mayor Fisher, congratulations on another great connectivity in our community. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Now this, I got to see the shell of this bus stop about a month or so ago when I was over at Youth Build, and I said, this looks quite interesting. So Luckett and Farley was involved with the design of this. So let's hear from Paul Sarek to tell us a little bit about how all this came together. Paul, thank you so much.
So we started with the bus stop. We interviewed folks in the community. We interviewed some TARC buses. Without a doubt, all of them said they'd like to have a beautiful stop. And with our partnership with Youth Build and Fresh Start, I think that we were able to accomplish that. The siding next to the church, just it helps complement the church, and they talk to each other. The stained glass, the arches, all come together and make a nice scene for everybody that's riding the TARC bus. So it's a start to a beautiful set of follies of these bus stops throughout the Russell neighborhood, and we're absolutely excited to be part of that. So, thank you.
Thanks, Paul. It's nice to have a smile on your face when you go to the bus stop. Lynn Rippey's been a great citizen for us in a lot of different ways, but her leadership at Youth Build has really led to building so much talent in here in our city, and she does it with impeccable style and a great mother kind of love. Lynn Rippey, come on up here.
Well, good morning. The importance of history in this Russell neighborhood, and specifically here at St. Peter's, was particularly at the heart of this project. Our history in Russell has been deep, and our young people built the first 2 houses we ever built here in Russell. We worked hard to make sure that the development of the 22nd Street Garden project was solid. We've planted trees at the African American Heritage Center, and right now we're working on a complete gut rehab with Rebound on W.J. Hodge. And these young folks have all worked to begin to develop 2 units of housing there on W.J. Hodge, beautiful new spots. And more than 20% of our young people each year come from the Russell neighborhood. So 20% of the young people that are in our program are from the Russell neighborhood. So knowing this community's history is critical for our young people to understand where they're going. And while history is never isolated, you always are working through partnerships. And the partnerships are critical for our success. The partners that we worked on with this stop, LMHA, who's worked with us for the last 19 years, Luckett and Farley, and we worked with them on several projects over the last couple years, and then the incredibly talented metal fabrication work that Louis Sweeten did. Lucas from Fresh Start. Lucas worked with us to bring our young people in at appropriate times throughout the project. Our shop trainer, Chad Repp, worked with our young people to build and install the wooden pieces of the stop. And Forrest Alderink worked to move and install this 6,000 pound behemoth here. So it's to think that our young people were able to really help put that thing up on a trailer and bring it down Jefferson Street, bring it down Market actually, and bring it around to Jefferson Street and be part of that. They'll never forget that. And as our young people always say, that I will someday be able to bring my child here and tell them that your daddy or your mom did this. And so that kind of pride in the work that they've put into this project is really what's most important to us. And we really are so excited to be part of the renovation and the rehabilitation of this community.
Thank you, Lynn. Well, as I mentioned, we're here in front of St. Peter's United Church of Christ that's led by Reverend James Etta Ferguson. Reverend Ferguson is an extraordinary leader here in our city, and I say that with real deep respect for her approach. She has this constant vision of moving forward to help as many people as she can. She'll take care of what we need to do 5 minutes from now, but also think 5 years out from now, and has a steady, calm, reassuring, confidence-building manner about herself. And I'm so delighted from the first conversations we had years ago to see all of the things that are happening now in Russell and her steady stewardship just making great things happen. So, and really it's just getting started. So couldn't be more proud of the tremendous leadership role you've played in all this. So please welcome Reverend James Etta Ferguson.
Mayor and Councilwoman and everyone else. It's just such an exciting time for us to be able to see the beginning of this vision come to reality. This bus stop, while it's small in the scheme of things, it's a great start and one that is much needed here in this area. Over the last 13 years, I have seen people come to catch buses and they sit around on the edge trying to stay dry. They sit on the step up there trying to keep dry and keep the wind off of them. And so to have this bus stop is a tremendous improvement for them as they wait to take their transportation. And so that's a beginning. This church in front of us is 171 years old. And while I know that it is a beautiful structure, it needs a lot of work, as you can see. But that is on a part of the revitalization effort. Sometimes in 2019, I am excited to announce that Molo Village, which is the Community Development Corp, will be breaking ground on the 30,000 square foot building, which will bring amenities into this community. And it's not just a building that we're going to throw up. It is a $7.6 million building that is supported by many organizations around the United States, as well as a couple of foundations here in Louisville. And we're excited because the exterior is going to match the the exterior of the church. And so we are excited about that because it's going to bring much needed services into this community. It will also house the headquarters of Molo Village. But following the completion of that building, then we will begin the difficult work of renovating this historic structure. And so this is just the beginning of things to come in the Russell community. There is construction and many new activities all around this community. This community has value. The people in this community have value. And I am just so excited that we are beginning to recognize that and to do something about that. So, Mayor, it is a collective effort, all of us working together to make a difference here in this community. And we are excited, and we thank you for leading us in that direction. Thank you.
Thank you, Rev. So great model for our youth build team here. You know, this is how we all move forward, one person at a time. And dream big and put in the road work, as Ali would say, and you do all that and good things happen. So are we going to have a ribbon cutting? 3, 2, 1. All right.